For half a century, one single aircraft has absolutely dominated the skies. Its record is just staggering. It's a true legend of engineering, a symbol of air superiority. Today, we're going to break down exactly how the incredible F-15 Eagle was built to be, well, completely unbeatable. Just look at that number, 0. That's right. According to the U.S. Air Force, the F-15 has over 100 aerial combat victories and 0 defeats. Not a single F-15 has ever been shot down by an enemy plane. That's not just good, that's perfect. It's insane. So that brings up the big question, right? How in the world did a jet designed back in the 1970s manage to keep a perfect combat record for decades? Think about all the new threats that have come and gone. The answer? Well, it's a total masterclass in engineering. Okay, so to really get the F-15, you first have to understand the problem it was designed to solve. And for that, we've got to go back, way back to the height of the Cold War, when a brand new and frankly terrifying threat suddenly popped up on the radar. So it's 1967, and the world gets its first real glimpse of the Soviet MiG-25, which NATO called the Foxbat. And let me tell you, it was a massive shock. This thing was a monster. It was way faster and could fly way higher than America's best fighter at the time, the F-4 Phantom. All of a sudden, the U.S. was on the back foot, big time. The race was on to build something that could not just compete with, but completely dominate this new Soviet machine. So, how did McDonnell Douglas rise to the challenge? Well, they engineered a solution that came down to 2 core principles of physics. And these 2 things gave the F-15 a physical advantage in the sky that was just unbelievable. First up, let's talk about something called the thrust-to-weight ratio. And this is where you really see the F-15's brute strength. Its 2 Pratt & Whitney engines produce so much power, we're talking up to 29,000 pounds of thrust each, that their combined force is actually greater than the entire weight of the plane. Think about that. It means the F-15 can do something that's almost unheard of for a jet. It can accelerate while flying straight up, like a rocket. All right, the second piece of the puzzle is something called low wing loading. Now, what does that mean in plain English? It just means the F-15 has absolutely massive wings for its weight, and more wing area equals more lift. It's like taking a super lightweight boxer and giving them these huge, powerful legs. All that lift makes the jet incredibly agile. It can practically turn on a dime. So you put those 2 things together, right? You've got overwhelming power from the engines and massive lift from those huge wings on a lightweight frame. What do you get? You get a plane that can outclimb, outrun, and outturn pretty much anything else in the sky. It is quite literally an apex predator. But here's the thing, all that raw power was only half the story. The F-15's other secret weapon wasn't its muscle, it was its brain. This was one of the very first truly computerized fighter jets. And I'm not exaggerating here. For its time, the F-15 was like a glimpse into the future. Almost every single part of its flight controls and weapon systems is run by a central computer. This gave the pilot a mental edge in a dogfight that was just completely unmatched back then. They call this the fly-by-wire system. And here's the cool part. The pilot isn't actually flying the plane directly. When they move the control stick, they're really just giving a command to the computer. The computer then figures out the absolute best, most efficient way to make that happen, and it adjusts the flight surfaces hundreds of times faster than any human could. It's like the pilot is the chess master, and the computer is making all the perfect moves instantly. And this digital advantage even extended to what the pilot sees. You've probably heard of a heads-up display, or HUD. Well, the F-15 was a pioneer. It projects all the crucial info, speed, altitude, targeting data, right onto a clear screen in front of the pilot. This means they can track an enemy and manage their systems without ever having to look down and take their eyes off the sky. But, of course, warfare is always changing. And as it evolved, so did the F-15. The job wasn't just about winning dogfights anymore. A new challenge emerged: the need for a plane that could also hit targets on the ground with surgical precision. And this is where the F-15E Strike Eagle comes into the picture. The big change? It added a second seat for a weapons systems officer, or WISO, whose entire job was to manage the complex ground attack systems. They also loaded it up with a whole new arsenal of bombs and air-to-ground missiles. This transformed the Eagle from a pure dogfighter into a true multi-role beast. And this is what makes the Strike Eagle so unbelievably deadly. See, it kept all the amazing dogfighting skills of the original F-15,
So it could literally fight its way into enemy territory, drop more than 23,000 pounds of bombs with pinpoint accuracy, and then fight its way back out again. It became, without a doubt, one of the best fighter bombers ever made.
So when you put it all together, the raw physics, the advanced electronics, and this incredible ability to adapt, that's exactly why this 50-year-old design is still so respected and, frankly, so feared even today.
Yeah, the winning formula is crystal clear. You've got the brawn, that raw physical power to outfly anyone. You've got the brains, that advanced computer to outthink them. And finally, you've got the firepower, a massive arsenal of weapons, from radar-guided missiles to heat seekers, all designed to guarantee a win.
And just in case all of that wasn't enough, the F-15 has one last brutal argument up its sleeve. Its M61 Vulcan cannon. This thing fires 6,000 rounds a minute. To put that in perspective, it can empty its entire magazine in under 10 seconds. It's just the ultimate exclamation point on a philosophy of total, absolute air dominance. Of course, every reign has to end sometime. Today, the F-15's designated successor is the F-22 Raptor, and that's a whole different ballgame. It's a fifth-generation fighter that takes everything to the next level and adds the modern trump card, stealth technology, the ability to be practically invisible to radar.
So that leaves us with one final thought. In today's world, where stealth, being the invisible hunter, is everything, what's the lasting lesson from an aircraft that won by being the biggest, baddest, most visible king of the sky? Its legacy is so much more than just a perfect record. It's really a blueprint for what it takes to achieve true dominance.